Welcome to KDS Learning. In this session, we will learn how we can apply filters to charts so that we can see only data which we want to see. We'll also learn how we can format charts, and we will also learn how we can make use of pie charts. Let's get started. And if we want to move this chart back into sheet 1, because in the last video session, if you remember, we moved this chart from sheet 1 onto a new sheet. If we want to move this chart back to sheet 1 where it originally belonged, we can click on the design tab and then click on the move chart. Instead of selecting this new sheet where this chart should appear, we will select it in sheet 1. It is going to appear as object. If there were other sheets which were currently active in this workbook, we can move this chart to any of the currently active worksheet in the workbook. But because there is only one sheet, that's the only place where we can move, and here we have moved this chart into sheet 1. And now you can see that chart 1 sheet is automatically deleted. Now we will learn how we can make use of filters. Filters are a concept in which we can only see data which we want to see, and if there is a data for a certain month which we don't want to see, we can simply hide that data. Let's click on the this existing sheet, and then let's click on the chart. The third button on the top right is going to appear that says chart filters. Let's click on it, and here you can see that the month of May is hidden. The check is not placed against the month of May, and you can see that April and then comes the June. The month of May is not displaying its data. If we check this one and then click on apply, this is going to display the data for the month of May as well. So this way, for every data point on the horizontal axis, we can display or hide the data. And similarly, if we want to hide a data series, we can uncheck expenses, which is being represented by the blue color, and then click on apply, and you will see that now the only data series for the sales is being shown on the chart. If we want to see this expenses again, we can click on apply, and then that data series is going to come back. For the names, let's take a look on the names here, and when we click on the filter, let's click on the names, and you can see that here this is a custom range that is being shown. Expenses are being shown by the blue color while the green is showing the sales. If we select none and then click on apply, this will be only shown by the series 1 and series 2. But this is a much better choice as it adds clarity to the chart. So we should exercise this option. And also you can see at the bottom of this chart, we are showing the name of the months, January, February, March. But because certain months are being broken at the bottom, wouldn't it be nice if we just show the month number instead of the name of the month? And that we can do by this option, selecting none and then clicking on apply. So we have the option. If we want to show the actual name of the months, we can, and if we want to show just the number in the sequence, we can do that as well. Let's take a look on other options for the format of any chart, and for this purpose we are going to select the chart, and then we have already discussed all the options under the design contextual tab, and now under chart tools we are going to select the format contextual tool tab, and then click on the format selection. That's kind of one-stop shop, and you can see that here Right now what is being displayed is format plot area, and in the chart you can also take a look that the plot area is highlighted. All the formatting options for this are available under here, and if you take a look on this upward pointing arrow, this is showing to provide options for the fill. If we want to fill it with solid color or with gradient color or with a picture, we can. And if we want to select a pattern that we want to provide, or if we want to make use of automatic, that we can. For formatting the border, we have different options for formatting the border and colors as well. There are very fine details about the borders as well. But now we are going to click on these options to apply the aesthetic sense to the plot area. But this is, like I said before, is a one-stop shop, and if you click on this downward pointing arrow, the plot area was selected. Now if you select the data table, that is a component of the chart, and that is currently selected right now over here, and format data table. Again, you will have all the same options available for the data table. If you want to make use of the solid fill or gradient fill, you can make use of all these options. But if you do not want to no fill, then there will be no fill, or you can make use of the automatic, which is generally the best option. And if there are colors that you want to apply to fill the background, you can, or otherwise leave it open. And same are the options for border, which we discussed earlier. And now these are the shadow, glow, soft edges, and 3D format options if you want to exercise any one of them. And the last one is for the data table position. If you want this data table to appear horizontally, this is going to appear horizontal, and if select this one, and you can see that those vertical lines are appearing, and if you want to see those outlines, you can take a look. Show legend keys, and the legend keys are also being shown. So these are different options for the data table. And again, if you want to format any other component, we discussed the chart area, horizontal axis, plot area, vertical axis, and all these different options we can choose and format for the chart. Let's take a look on all other options which are available under the chart. If you select this one and select series sales, these are going to appear over here, and pay attention to particularly this series overlap. This is set to 0%, and see what happens when you increase this one. And if you take a look on the gap width, it's set to 150%, and if you will select it here, then it is okay. Here plot, and if we take a look on this one, the gap options, it has increased the gap, and if we don't want to increase the gap, that these sliders can make these gaps smaller or bigger. And for the two series to overlap, we have these options. If we want to see them apart, we can overlap them. These are all different options, and you can see that how you want these two series to group together. And for this one, and then again, same are the options for the 3D format, soft edges, glow, and shadows. If you want to see the color change, you can make the color change over here as well. Let's take a look and change the color for the shadow, but because the shadow is not that big, that is hard to even read. And here are the fill color, and if you want to apply the solid fill you can, and if you want the gradient fill you can. Depending upon the selection, you can apply all these different options: the brightness, the position, transparency, and different options you can set. And now at the end, we are going to show you how you can make use of the pie charts. Pie charts are generally good for the data that consists of only few values. So let's